Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you live from beautiful Budapest here in Central Europe, very close to the Danube, capital city of Hungary. Hi Pachu. Hi Juan Pablo. Sorry, still can't read Cyrillic. I'll have to learn a few letters. Hi Educational Guru. Hi Abhishek. Good to see many students joining in. All right, everyone, in this class we are focusing on the IELTS reading section, and we'll look at some strategies to get those higher band scores, even a band 9. We'll focus specifically on some list of headings question strategy. Materials come from our websites. This reading is coming from our third IELTS exam in your book 1. You can get those from our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for the general. Our websites have over 100 hours of high quality HD video lessons. Of course, not like these live streams. These are great. We have some archives on the websites, but we have some nice high definition lessons there for you as well. This is our academic website. Click the red button to join. And with the green background is our general. You can click that red button to join us there. And we also have a fully interactive course for you that works on your phone, tablet. We just released a new video. It's a 30-day study plan video on our YouTube channel. So make sure to check out that video if you have 30 days before you sit the exam. Sumit Kalra says, "Sir, can you predict the August 1st exam for the academic?" No, Sumit, I can't. It's not possible to predict the exam. That's just a game of luck, a game of chance. The best is to be prepared, Sumit. IELTS does a very good job of coming up with unique answers or unique questions for every exam. The question types and the format stays the same, Sumit. So learning the right strategy for understanding information, producing information is the key. All right, so let's get into today's reading. Again, you can get our books from Amazon also. Search for AE Helps Academic IELTS or GE Helps General IELTS on your Amazon store. And here is today's reading. Reading passage 2. For those students who have our books, again, this is from page 132 in your first exam book. So I'll write the page number up here for those of you who have it. And it's book 1. The academic AE Help. All right, so here we have a list of headings question. It says reading passage 1 has 6 paragraphs, A to F. Choose the correct heading for paragraphs A, C, E, F from the list of headings below. Write the correct letter, Roman numeral 1 to Roman numeral 11 in boxes 14 to 18 on your answer sheet. Okay. Noor Verma is asking, can you please look at all types of questions for the reading? Noor, that will take at least half a dozen classes to do, but you can find all of that information on the website, Noor. We will look at list of headings and maybe one more today. There's 11 types of questions in the reading altogether. Okay, so list of headings. We can read these before we read the passage. That's why they give it to us before the passage. So reason as the basis for knowledge, the relation between reason and maths. But this way, it doesn't make much sense. So I don't suggest reading list of headings before you read the title. Always read the title first. And there is the title. Why study philosophy? Okay, that's a challenging topic. Don't be shy, don't run away. IELTS, especially the academic, is full of challenging topics. Okay, so Noor, this is a good example of a topic that cannot be predicted. Okay, all right. So why study philosophy? We're talking about philosophy. Before you begin, Kartik, just ask your question. Go ahead. Um, we should ask, what is it? So what is this? Okay, so think about this topic. Don't just start reading. Okay, so you have your topic. And when you're practicing reading before the exam, read the title first, always. Then think critically about it. So think critically about the title. This will help you to understand the text and answer more questions correctly. So here is your critical thinking question 1. What is philosophy? This reading is obviously about philosophy. So what is philosophy? So Dr. Mazin Salah says philosophy is critical thinking, analyzing. Sure. It is a method of thinking, of analyzing. Okay. Any other opinions? Pachu says it's a hypothesis, so it's creating academic questions. A hypothesis or a theory. Sure. Asking those big questions, Kazra Reza is saying, like meaning of life or existence. Sure. Okay. Rohit K says it's all about a person's perception. Sure. It's about a person's perception. It is the subjective truths of individuals. It is the search for objective truths. So I'm just paraphrasing a little bit of what you're saying. Okay, fine. So why would we study it? So why would you want to study philosophy? What's the utility? What's the usefulness? Kartik, send me an email. Google controls the membership on our channel. We control membership on our website. So send me an email. I'll try to help you out. Okay. Pachu says to become successful. Why? How? How does philosophy help me become successful? Satisfying Time says to clarify the unclear. Okay. So to make clear the unclear. Some of you probably have heard that philosophy is the grandfather of all science, which is true. Okay. Insaaf Timber has a very good answer. It says to judge about facts or the future using a pattern of logical thinking, which is called rational thinking. To develop a type of logical and rational thinking to make choices and decisions. Yeah, absolutely. So studying philosophy helps us to develop rational thinking to make choices and decisions, right? Absolutely. Okay, good. So you don't need to do much more. Students, when you have a IELTS reading passage like this, you have a picture. Obviously, it's some Greek philosopher. I believe it's Socrates. And you have the title, Why Study Philosophy. You don't just jump and skip over that. You have to think about it. So you think about it and you go, okay, philosophy is about thinking, it's about arguing, it's about logic, it's about asking big questions. Why should I study it? Well, it's good to study so I develop my thinking, my ability for logic, making choices. So these are good for helping people live more successful and productive lives. Okay, great. So now I can go back and I can look at the list of headings choices. So number 1, read the title. Then number 2, you can read the list of headings. It will make more sense, okay? So just read these with me. Now, as you read them, you want to paraphrase them. At home, practicing for the exam, paraphrase on paper. During the exam, paraphrase in your mind. You don't have enough time to do it on paper. Harpreet, congratulations. 7.5 in reading is a great score. Good job. Okay. All right. Kasra is saying we shouldn't get too carried away with it, though, right? Yeah, that's right, Kasra. That's a very good question. So Kasra says when you think about the title, don't get too carried away. No, just keep it focused. So a few sentences, just like I showed you, Kasra, and then move on to your next strategies. So reasons as the basis for knowledge. So logic as the foundation for information. Okay, what did I just do there? Reason is logic. Basis is foundation. Okay, knowledge is information. So all I'm doing is I'm paraphrasing. At home, I do this on paper. Why? Because in the paragraphs, you will usually see this information or these words, this vocabulary, and not what you actually see in the choices. The choices are paraphrased from the passage. Okay? So, number 2, the relation between reason and math. Okay? Connection between logic and what's another way to say math? How can you say math in another way? Just nice and quick. There's a couple different ways. Caddy DMB says calculations. Hung says counting. Mohit says calculus. That's a type of mathematics. Ashish says statistics. Nobody's given me the perfect synonym yet. There's a word that starts with an A. It's the perfect synonym. Numbers is okay, Iman. So Iman says numbers, counting. Yeah, numbers is okay. Another way to say math is arithmetic. Okay? That's a perfect synonym for math, arithmetic. Algebra is a type of math. There we go, Reba. Reba says arithmetic. And Dundu says arithmetic. Danish says arithmetic. Yeah, arithmetic is another way to say math. So a good way to learn vocabulary is by doing this paraphrasing. If you don't know it, look it up. Use a thesaurus. Use Google. Okay? The end goals of empirical suits. The final goals. Empirical means visible or observable. Truths. Okay, again, if you don't know these, look them up. So if you're like, well, Adrian, good for you. You know the word empirical. You went to university in Canada. You grew up there, so you know what that means. I don't. That's fine. That's okay. It's okay not to know. When you're preparing for the exam, look it up. Type the words empirical or empirical pursuits into Google and figure out what you're looking at. Okay, empirical pursuits could be an entire passage for the academic IELTS. It's a very important part of university. Okay, observable truth. So again, take your time. Don't rush. Now on the exam, you just do it in your mind. So is Socrates a man or a mortal? So a question asking about the famous philosopher as being male or someone that can die. Okay, mortal means possible to die. Philosophy as the pursuit of knowledge and truth. So philosophy as chasing ideas and reality. Math versus reason, the differences. Numbers against logic, not the same. Using the right tool. Applying the correct method. I'll paraphrase that one so you think about it. Applying the correct method. Now, you realize I'm doing this quite fast. So in a perfect world, you're kind of doing this quickly as well, okay? As best as possible. So I'm doing this at a band 9 level. If your goal is a band 7 or a band 8, don't panic. You don't need to get all of these paraphrased perfectly. Just do your best, okay? So after you paraphrase it, then you can read the passage, okay? And you answer each paragraph as you read, right? For this type of question, you should answer after each paragraph as you read, all right? I'll show you what you need to do exactly. And you'll see it's not that difficult, even with a tricky topic like this one. So here we go. List of headings, strategy. Okay, number 1. Read the choices and paraphrase them. That's what we just did. Okay. At home, on paper, on the exam, in your mind. Okay, then number 2, read the passage and answer for each paragraph as you finish reading it. Okay, here is how you do that. Okay, first, ask and answer, what is this paragraph about? Next, when you have your answer, choose the closest match from the list of headings. Your paraphrases will greatly help you make the right choice. Okay, now if this is confusing, that's okay. We will do it together. So we will practice this. Okay. Caddy, yeah, you can use adjustments for differences in that context. Sure. Okay, here, let's go through these steps. So let's go through this step 1, 2, 3. We'll do it together, okay? Let's read paragraph A. So here we go. Read with me. Okay, read with me, nice and loud. There are two schools of thought when it comes to education. One side believes that education should give students tools for success in life, while the other side believes that education itself is an important goal. No area of study brings this debate to a head more than the study of philosophy. Philosophy, for those who belong to the practical side of the debate, is an utter waste of time. Philosophy provides very few tools for success in life, they say. A common question for someone studying philosophy is, what are you going to do with it? Those on the other side of the debate, those who value education for knowledge itself, can see that the study of philosophy has many important benefits. Good. Now we ask, what is this paragraph about? So what is this introductory paragraph about? Okay? And at home, write these down. All right? Write down these questions. So, paragraph A. What is it about? What is paragraph A about? Hopefully many of you were reading with me. Juan Pablo Avila says, it's about the pros and cons of studying philosophy. Sure. Okay. So Juan says, it's about the pros and cons. I think it's close one. I don't think it's accurate enough, but it's a close one. It's about the pros and cons of studying philosophy. Anybody else? Reba says, an argument on the importance of education and philosophy. Prajul says, a debate of the study of philosophy. That's a very nice way to say it, Prajul, just always full sentences. So Prajul says, it is a debate about, Prajul, I'm going to express your idea completely. Always work, Prajul, Karki, on doing a full expression of your idea. So a debate about the value, or we can even more exactly say the utility, the usefulness of studying philosophy. Okay, so that's a good one, Prajul. Okay, so whoever came up with a similar idea, like argument, I saw that by Reba. It said argument on the importance of the education of philosophy. That's great. So now we have our answer. So this is what we did for part A of the third step. We ask, what is the paragraph about? We answer it. Now we have to choose the closest match. And at home, you have a little bit better situation than me because I erased my paraphrasing, but you will see the paraphrasing. So here, which one of these matches closest to a debate about the value or the usefulness of studying philosophy? Which one of these matches the best? Okay? Which one of these matches the best, in your opinion? Ferdov says VII, a central debate in education. And many of you agree that it's the Roman numeral 8, which is the closest, the central debate. Now, here, the word debate is there, so that's great. That's a very strong sign that you're correct. at home, maybe when you paraphrase this, you use the word argument. In school, right? Instead of education, you might have written down the word school. And you're right, okay? The correct answer is number 8. All right, so all of you who chose this one are correct. Make sure you put the Roman numeral VIII in the answer sheet, okay? So that first paragraph is a debate in education about studying philosophy. So for paragraph A, then, I write in my answer sheet, VIII, I'm confident, and I move on. Now, for those students who like skimming and scanning and trying to find answers, list of headings is your enemy, because skimming and scanning for answers is not an effective strategy on the IELTS exam. Unfortunately, many teachers explain that as a main strategy. It's not a main strategy. Skimming and scanning is a backup strategy if you're in trouble, but it is not a main strategy. I'll show you why. Notice this answer here, using the right tool. And you see the word tool. Many students who try to skim and scan for answers choose this answer for this exam, the VII, because, they go, using the right tool. And this paragraph says tools for success in life. So I have the word tool, and there's my choice tool. So that's the right one. And it's not. That's a wrong answer. It is less accurate. This paragraph is about the debate. Where do I see debate? I see the word education. Okay, I see the word education. But more importantly, there are two schools of thought. This means debate. Okay. Here's the word debate again a little bit later. Okay. Let me see here. Here's the word debate coming again there. Okay. Now, you have to be careful. So you have to read the whole paragraph. You have to clearly understand it. You have to be able to answer that what question, and then you will come up with it much better. You're very welcome. The Sixpo, the Cyrillic name, can you please tell me your name in English so I can refer to you? This is whoever's commenting after Alvina. I'm sorry, I can't read Cyrillic, so if you could just tell me your name, then I can address you a little bit better, because you're commenting a lot and you have some good answers. So please let me know what you're called. Yeah, Alvina, absolutely. Skimming and scanning can be very confusing for many students. So it's not, and it can be actually time wasting as well. Okay, everyone, let's go to paragraph B. So we'll go to the next paragraph. We'll do the same. Okay. Here we go. Short one, easy. The word philosophy derives from the Greek for love of wisdom. Just as it was in ancient Greece, it is those people who love wisdom, knowledge, and truth who study philosophy. However, we do not live in ancient Greece, where people had slaves to do all their chores, such as working in the fields. So what place does philosophy have in today's society? Okay, what is this paragraph about? So what is this paragraph about? Okay, again, just start with that simple question. So same as before. Paragraph B. If you can't answer this question, that means that you're not comprehending. So you have to think about it better. So applying philosophy in this era is okay. Origin of philosophy, sure. Philosophy's origin. So what is this? Paragraph about? Answer. I don't know if it's about the history of philosophy. So, the origin of philosophy, or of the word, and its place in the world today. Sure. So this paragraph is about the origin of the word philosophy and its place in the world today. That's my complete answer. Yeah, very good. Just Deep Singh says, where is the place of philosophy in today's world? Good. So that's what you get. Now you want to say, okay, which choice matches the closest? So here, which one of these is the closest match for that answer? Okay? Danish, Anil, Smith, Gohel, I'll say it's V. Philosophy as the pursuit of knowledge and truth. Charlie, Navid, Chandra all agree. Yeah, so students, when you see most of your peers saying one answer, it's probably the right one. Yeah, because what is the origin of the word philosophy? It's the pursuit of knowledge and truth, right? So philosophy as the pursuit of knowledge and truth. That is the definition of the word philosophy. So good for you for making that connection. So that's where you connect and then you move on, right? It says it's the definition. That paragraph gives us the definition for the word. That is the definition. So paragraph B is V, Roman numeral 5. Again, make sure to write V in your answer sheet. Okay, good job. All right, let's go to paragraph C. So you get the idea now, and it's quite fast, okay? So when you practice this at home, you get the hang of it. You start to ask the right questions. You start to do paraphrasing correctly. This becomes very fast, and you can get most of these list of headings questions correct. So here we go with C. If philosophy teaches anything, read with me, okay? Read with me. If philosophy teaches anything, it teaches the ability to reason. Answers to what questions usually come from this part of body paragraphs, okay? With reason, one can construct, analyze, and find faults in arguments. For example, if all men are mortal and Socrates is mortal, is Socrates a man? What if we change the question to, if all men are mortal and Socrates is a man, is Socrates mortal? Once a student is schooled in the ability to reason, he will see right away that these two questions are very different. As it turns out, the first is an invalid argument, while the second is very much valid. Perhaps the next question of the skeptic is, what is the value of reason? This is a very important question. Surely, if philosophy is all about learning to reason, then an ability to reason must be a valuable trait. Arguably, the ability to reason forms the foundation of all knowledge. Okay? What is this paragraph about? So what is paragraph C about? Ashish says it's about reason. It's about reason as being the foundation of knowledge. Smith, yeah, it's about philosophy as the ability to reason. Yeah. Chandra says the significance of knowledge and reasoning. Yeah, sure. Yeah, something like that, right? So some of you are writing this same idea or same answer in different ways. The significance of reasoning and knowledge as the focus of philosophy, right? Or the focus of philosophy as the importance of reasoning and knowledge. It's maybe a little bit better. Value of knowing differences. Yeah, the value of reason for Dobbs says. Okay, so for Dobbs says the value of reason. Sure. All right. Let's see which one of the choices matches the closest. Okay. So which one of these is the closest match to what we just said? Aman Deep Kaur says, sir, if the passages are long, should we read them all? Yes, Aman Deep, if you want to get band 7 or more, you should probably read it all. Okay. Most popular answer, obviously, according to Chandra and Rajul and Dandu and Fahad and Rohith and Reba, is 1, reason as the basis for knowledge. You're right. Okay, that's the correct answer. So for C, you put the answer 1 in box 16 of your answer sheet. Sorry, don't write the Arabic numeral, write the Roman numeral. So write I like that, and write the small, not the big, okay? So write I in box 16, and then you're good to go. All right, now we have our answer for the next body paragraph, which is fine. Let's read it anyway. Okay, so let's go to paragraph D, and we'll read through that one. Okay, here we go. Everybody's doing great. So hopefully you have more clarity now. Okay, is this strategy clear for everyone? So is it clear what I'm doing? So read the title of the passage, think critically about it. We're applying philosophy. We're applying critical thought, psychology. So read the title, think critically about it, don't overthink it. Then read and paraphrase the choices for the list of headings as much as you can, okay? At home, on paper, during the exam, in your mind. Then read a paragraph, ask what is it about, answer on your own first, okay? Do not start searching. So I'll show you incorrectly what a lot of students do for this paragraph D, okay? Let's read paragraph D together, and then we'll get the right answer in a minute. Okay, so just read with me. So if an individual holds an opinion which is believed wrong or incorrect, it could be important to convince them of the right opinion. There are a number of ways to attempt this. They can be intimidated, belittled, or bullied into accepting the opposite opinion. However, having a strong opinion does not mean that the opinion is any more correct. Many people have strong opinions on all manners of subjects, but of course, strength of feeling does not correspond to validity, and it follows that someone who belittles another's opinion is not necessarily the one in the right. When two men engage in a fist fight over whose opinion is correct, the winner of the fight may not have the correct opinion, but merely the correct fighting technique. In any disagreement, the right tools must be employed. In a battle of brawn, the tool is strength. In a battle of wills, the tool is perseverance. In a battle of words, the tool is reason. When arguing with reason, facts of the matter are stated and conclusions are drawn from those facts accordingly. Now, the wrong way to do this is students read the paragraph. They don't think about what the paragraph is about, so they don't ask that question. and they just start searching. They're like, okay, which one of these matches? Reason as the basis, the relationship between, no, I didn't see those words really there. The end goals, that kind of seems like it could be good because it talks a lot about the end goals of arguments. No, nothing about Socrates. Okay, so eliminate this one, eliminate this one. I already used this one. Math versus reason, not a lot about math there. Using the right tool, okay, that one seems correct because there was a lot about that one there, but I don't want to choose that yet because I have to read these ones first. Maybe there's one better one here. Essential debate in education. The lack of practicality, okay, those ones don't really seem that very good. The value of education in practice, purity as beauty, so maybe it is this one. Okay, I'll choose this one. Hopefully it's correct. Okay, and if you're lucky, it is correct. But if you're unlucky, it's not correct. That technique is a very slow technique, and it's inefficient. It's much faster to say, what is this paragraph about? It's about using the correct technique or the correct method. Then you go, okay, which one's closest? Using the right tool. You pick it, it's fantastic, you move on. Okay, much, much faster. All right, so think first in your own mind about what is this paragraph about, and then look for the matching answer. Don't just try to search the choices hoping that it will pop out at you. Okay? So here, we're guaranteed. We know it is. It's the example. So we can move to paragraph E. Is it clear what I'm showing you what not to do when you're doing this list of headings? I say that because I've realized that a lot of students do this. A lot of students, when they're not skimming and scanning, will read the paragraph and then start reading through all of the choices, hoping that one kind of jumps out at them. That's not the best way. It's much better to read the paragraph, ask yourself, what is it about? Answer it, and then match it up. It's much more logical. Okay? All right, it looks like Rohit, Jubril, Schmidt, Gohul, Ekta are all clear. Okay? Jubril, it consumes less time. It consumes less time the way I'm doing it. It consumes more time if you're searching through the answers. I hope you see that, right? You have to read the paragraphs to answer the questions. If you're looking to get band 7, you have to read the passage. You cannot just search for answers. Okay? Rohit, Rohit saying in one word, it's all about analysis, right? Yeah, Rohit, and the proof is in the pudding. The passage itself is about the value of reason and logic, and that's exactly what we're using for this passage. So it's kind of funny that way. All right. So we're kind of using what philosophy teaches us, the right tool for the goal. The goal is a high band score. The right tool is good logic. So paragraph E, let's read it together. Okay, here we go. Reason is fundamental to almost every intellectual endeavor one can imagine, just as mathematics is fundamental to almost every scientific endeavor. Maths is the language of science, just as reason is the language of discourse and debate. Accordingly, just as society needs experts in mathematics, so society needs experts in reason. The argument should follow that as we all learn mathematics as children and young adults, so we should learn the precepts of reason. What is this paragraph about? This paragraph is about similarities between math and philosophy. Right? It's similarities between math and philosophy. So Which one matches closest to my answer? Similarities between math and philosophy. It's not verses because it's not really differences, it's similarities. Hung, Schmidt, think about it. It doesn't say that math is different from philosophy. It says that math is the same. So the correct answer is number 2, the relation between reason and math. Reason and math are friends. They're not enemies. Versus means enemies. So versus means differences. There's not a lot of differences. They're very synonymous. So for those of you who pick number 2, you're correct. Again, this is why you have to think about your own answer before you choose. This answer, math versus reason, doesn't make sense because my answer is the similarities. This is not similarities. This is differences. So this is not equal to similarities. Okay? My answer is the similarities between math and reason. Does that make sense? So again, another prime example of why you have to answer and not search for answers. Okay? All right. Last paragraph. Let's do it. Here we go. F. Above all, philosophy is pure. Certainly, reason is useful in all areas of life, but that does not mean that philosophy's value lies only in its usefulness in the day-to-day. Philosophy is the pursuit of knowledge for the sake of knowledge. There is a beautiful human quality expressed in this. Every other academic discipline is knowledge for some empirical pursuit. For example, engineering is knowledge so that we can construct buildings. Chemistry is knowledge that we can make drugs, and biology is knowledge so that we can stay healthy. Philosophy has no tangible outcome outside of the pure pursuit of knowledge. The only other discipline which comes close in this regard is mathematics. One is pure in numbers, and the other is pure in words. What is this paragraph about? What do you think? What is paragraph F about? Very happy to help you out, Joe Max. It's great. Mohit says it's kind of about the meaning of philosophy. Yeah, sure. Sukadev Pater says it's the good points of philosophy. What is the good point of philosophy, Sukadev? If you answer that, you have the right question. Pachu says philosophy is the pure pursuit of knowledge. Ashish Patel says, yeah, it's about the purity of studying philosophy. Sure. Okay. Let's see if any of those match. So there were some good answers there. Which one of these matches the closest to philosophy is great because it's the pure pursuit of knowledge? Okay, the band 9 level question here. I have some different answers. Amarjit says 3, Hung says 3, Hassan says 5. We already used 5, so it's not 5. Many of you are saying 3. The end goals of empirical pursuits. I don't think there was much there about that, to be honest with you. Ferdovs says purity as beauty. I agree, Ferdovs. That's the best answer. It's this one here. Okay. So that paragraph says that philosophy and mathematics are the two sciences that pursue this knowledge purely for the sake of knowledge, and it's a beautiful quality. So if you read that paragraph a couple of times, you will see that it's saying that purity as beauty in numbers, in math, and in philosophy. Okay? That was a tricky one. Takes quite a bit of reading comprehension to get that one, but the right answer is XI. So here you put Roman numeral 11 into your answer sheet. Good job for Dobbs and good jobs for many of those who got that one. All right, so with this paragraph, we have some more questions here. This is a fill in the summary question. I'll leave it up on the board for a second here. I challenge you to do this on your own. You can send me the answers to my email, and I'll send you back the correct answer key. So you have some choices here. You have to put the correct letter into the correct space. So this is for 19 to 24. So keep this in mind. Do it for homework. Send me an email. I will send you the answer key. This video will be available on our YouTube channel, so you can come back. Here are a couple of multiple choice questions. Okay. Again, I'll leave this up for a few seconds. So this is question 25 and 26. And you can try these on your own also, and then send your answers to me by email. And then it's the next passage. So those are the last two questions. Again, my email is adrian@aehelp.com. That's my name, at aehelp.com. Okay? All right. Everyone watching, check us out on our websites. We have strategies for all different reading question types, for listening question types. We have video classes. We have an interactive course for you. We have 6 original practice exams for you. We have speaking and writing support for you. We have arguably the most advanced IELTS online learning system out there. This is for general. We're the only company in the world that does separate websites for general and academic. It makes sense. It's logical. It's rational. This green background is for general. It's gieltshelp.com. Click that red or green button to join. And for the academic version of the exam, if you're going for university, then blue background aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com. We have other services like statement of purpose and CV assistance as well. So you can click that red button to join us there. Students, if you have questions and I haven't answered them, don't be shy. Just send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. Thank you for the great participation. Keep up the good work. The right strategies, the right attitude will lead to success on the exam. You're very welcome, Amarjeet. You're very welcome, Mohit. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Much love to all of you. Believe in yourselves. We believe in you. Bye for now.